Running in-house clinics or seminars can be a fantastic way to increase revenue, improve your students' skills, and strengthen your school's community. Hi folks, I'm Paul from Marshall Business Matters, and today we're counting down the top 5 reasons to run in-house clinics or seminars at your school. Stay tuned. Okay, so before we get started, I want to clarify exactly what I mean by an in-house clinic or seminar. For the purposes of this video, I do not mean a clinic or seminar that is specifically hosted at your school. I mean a clinic or seminar that is specifically hosted for your existing students, or in the case of children, their parents. These are clinics that you run maybe off-site, but probably in your school. And they're specifically and in fact exclusively for your existing student population. Number 5, skill development. In-house clinics and seminars can be a really great way to improve your students' skill sets, either by honing existing skills, something that they have learned already in broad strokes, but now you fine-tune and you strengthen that skill set, or by filling in gaps in their knowledge. A great example of this is, for example, you teach Taekwondo or karate and you have kata or pumse or different patterns that your students are supposed to learn. This can be a great opportunity for them to come take an entire clinic, maybe 2 hours long, just on one of those prerequisite patterns, not only so that they have an opportunity to learn it if they've missed it in class for some reason, but for those who do know it, to get better at it. Number 4, increased involvement. More exposure equals higher community involvement. The more your students, or in the case of children, their parents, are physically at your school or actively participating in classes, whether they're regular classes, private lessons, small group sessions, or clinics or seminars, the more engaged they are. The more involved, the more engaged, the more engagement, the higher your community score goes up. So the greater the sense of the community. So running clinics in-house for your existing student population can be a fantastic way to increase community engagement and therefore strengthen the community. Number 3, staff development. Now this one's interesting because when we think about running clinics and seminars, we don't necessarily think about the logistics of doing so, especially if you're a small program. Maybe it's just you running a program out of a strip mall or possibly even out of your garage, in which case you don't have any staff. But this point does still speak to you because organizing an event, marketing that event to your existing student population or their parents, and then running the event is great education. So for staff or for yourself, just the process of organizing, marketing, and running an event is a great education for you or for your staff. Staff development or personal development goes hand in hand with growth, and growth is the name of the game on this channel. Number 2, specialized learning opportunities. This one is fun. This is where the fun comes in because you've got your standard curriculum that you go through day in, day out in your regular classes, and your students love that, assuming they're still with you, I'm hoping. But that can become tedious, especially if you're working with kids. And while there are 1,000,001 ways to disguise repetition and make the education fun for kids, giving them something different, giving them a little treat now and then, something that's a little bit beyond the scope of regular day-to-day curriculum can be energizing, it can be motivating, and it can be exciting for people. Not just kids, too. Teens and adults as well. They suffer from repetition fatigue as well. So when we think about specialized learning opportunities, now we're thinking about maybe weapons clinic for a traditional karate program, or maybe we're thinking about a competition sparring clinic, or maybe we're talking about a clinic just about breaking boards, or you know your program and kind of what falls within the periphery of your standard curriculum. And so a clinic or a seminar in-house can be a great way to expose your student population to that peripheral education in a fun and engaging way. All right, finally, number one, you've been waiting for it. The number one reason to run in-house clinics and seminars: revenue. It's a revenue stream, right? You make money doing this. Now, I'm not suggesting that you charge $50, $60 just for an in-house clinic or seminar. I actually suggest a price point closer to the $5 to $15 range, depending on the nature of the education at hand. If, for example, it's what I would call a supplementary education clinic, that is, using my previous example of a karate school learning kata, students are expected to learn and memorize and practice their kata in regular classes. But if you're running an entire clinic on that subject, and it's, again, going back to honing those skill sets or filling in the gaps in their knowledge, then you probably don't want to charge very much for that, especially because there's no ancillary costs associated with a clinic like that. You just have the instructor teaching the clinic, and it's part of their core curriculum. So charging them a lot of money for something that's part of their core curriculum, that might make people feel a certain kind of way. So I'm recommending somewhere in the $5 to $10 for a range, as a range for a clinic like that. On the other hand, if you're going to run one of those specialized learning opportunity clinics, let's say board breaking, well, there's actually not insignificant material costs with running a board breaking clinic. Let's say that every student who participates in that clinic is going to break 10 boards. Well, that might be a clinic that you charge $80, $90, $100 for, because of the material costs. So you have to kind of play that price point based on the actual clinic that you're running. But let's use a really low bar example. Let's say that you only charge $10 for a clinic. Let's say it's a weapons clinic, a nunchucks or something. And you get 20 people to show up to that clinic. Well, that's $200. And $200 for running a clinic that maybe cost you $50, $60 to run if you're paying your staff and you're putting the lights on and you have your insurance policy and all that, is good money. Now do that twice in a month, or even 3 times in a month. 200, 400, 600 extra dollars flowing into your gross revenue for that month. Here at my school, we do clinic series. So starting in February, so February, March, and April and May, we strive to do 2 to 3 clinic days out of every single month. And it's a big revenue stream for us. It's a big revenue generator for us. And then, of course, we have all of the other reasons as well. Skill development, honing, filling in the gaps, increased involvement, strengthening the community, developing our staff, specialized learning opportunities, and it makes us money. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 reasons for running in-house clinics and seminars at your school. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you run clinics? Do you run in-house seminars? If so, what do you do? What are the things that have worked for you? Or let me know down in the comments below if you disagree with any of the points that I'm making here today. Let me know if you think that this is stupid, or let me know if you think that this is amazing and you're going to implement it tomorrow. Either way, like, subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss future updates, and keep watching.